Have you ever wanted to go and watch one of the world's biggest bike races in person? I took that to an extreme during stage 5 of the 2022 Paris-Nice. I endeavored to see the stage no matter what, so here's my story of when I hiked 50 kilometers to see a bike race. Well, on Thursday the 10th of March 2022, I decided that it would be a great idea to head south and go to Paris-Nice. It appears that stage 5 was only 100 kilometers away, so I thought, YOLO, and sketched up this calamity of a plan to make it onto the category 1 climb of the Côte de Saint-Romain-de-Lerps. For this, I would have to take public transport down to Valence in order to kick off my hike to the unconnected town of Saint-Romain, which was just under 20 kilometers away from the train station in Valence. If I arrived in Valence early enough in the morning, I could hike up to the summit in just enough time to see the race, and the hike down would be just long enough to see the sunset. So I booked my ride to Valence, just on the foot of the hills, and kicked off the hike.
Wesh les pelos, we are here in Valence. It's a lovely day, and I'm ready for this long old hike. Nah, seriously though, look at it though. This is a big fucker. I think Saint-Romain is up there. So that's the goal for today, before 2 p.m. when the ride is scheduled to get there. Hopefully with Matteo Jorgensen or Brandon McNulty in the breakaway. They're my picks for today's victory.
Well, away we go, passing the river and into the Ardèche, and already the scenery was stunning. Just look at this castle. The race atmosphere was already there as we came across the sights and sounds of Paris-Nice, but the first stop was in Saint-Péray, a town of just 7,000 inhabitants.
Excuse the wind, but look how damn pretty this town is. So many colorful houses, a nice little church. Like, if you are going to do your Erasmus in France or you visit France, make sure to go to these small towns. You really get a different slice of life than Paris or Lyon or Marseille. Maybe you should add Saint-Péray to that list.
Well, that'll be the last town we saw for a while, as from there the road went upwards as we tried to search out the local delicacy. No, not kebab, but the Saint-Péray wine.
Okay, now it's time for the wine lesson, so let's roll the theme tune.
Red or white, rosé, it don't matter, we drink it either way. Like the Romans, it's time to learn more about the vines, cause it's wine time.
Yes, so we are currently in the Saint-Péray AOC. That means that it is a protected wine region by French law and by European law. This means that the Saint-Péray wine can only be made in this area, and it has some level of reputation behind it. Saint-Péray wine, in fact, is one of the oldest ones in France. It's actually mentioned in Pliny the Elder's book of natural history, published in the 1st century. And apparently, rumor has it that Saint-Péray wine was the first wine that Napoleon ever drank. Also, Saint-Péray, allegedly, according to Wikipedia, the most trusted source on the internet, used to be on a similar pegging to Champagne in terms of its reputation. Saint-Péray is a white wine, unlike most wines around here in the Côte d'Or, which are red. But as you can see here, these vines have absolutely no grapes on them right now. Later on in the season, they will get grapes. They'll probably import laborers from Eastern Europe and around Europe to help reap the grapes when we get to harvest. But at the moment, you can see there's absolutely none on these grapevines, which is a real shame. That's today's wine lesson. Let's carry on with the hike.
Now, following the route of the climb's descent, I passed by some lovely scenery, including this beautiful vista onto the Rhone Valley, as well as this abandoned piece of machinery. Needless to say that I felt like the king of the world.
Yeehaw, baby.
Nevertheless, it was time to check up on the race situation and the day's escapees.
So the stage has already kicked off, and it looks like we have a very good breakaway up the road, including Brandon McNulty, Matteo Jorgensen, as well as Valentin Madoise, from Bonamour. We have Anthony Turgis as well. It's a mightily strong group. Who knows what's going to happen here?
The breakaway weren't the only people on the road as we passed by some Brandon McNulty protégés, but the peak was in sight, and 3 kilometers later I entered the little town of Saint-Romain-de-Lerps. For a town that was hosting a stage of one of France's largest bike races, the village wasn't as bustling as I expected. Anyways, I headed down to see what the commotion was all about at this polka dot banner.
Look what we found. Hey, this is the King of the Mountains point for the sprint through the town. Category 1, 10 points available here. So we are successfully on the climb, waiting with roughly one kilometer to go. The peloton are 30 kilometers away. They're just getting ready for this climb.
Well, from here it was a waiting game. I tucked in some cookies and cracked open my bottle of wine.
Pop goes the weasel.
And waited for the race to come.
Allez les gars! Allez, 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 allez!
With a change of location and a 6-minute break in between, we awaited the peloton, which included the day's yellow jersey Wout van Aert and the eventual Paris-Nice winner, Primož Roglic.
Allez, 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 allez! Allez, 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 allez!
Well, 20 kilometers later on the stage, as Brandon McNulty attacked away and soloed to victory, I was descending the climb, following the Polish flags on the trees. Maybe it's a sign from Michał Kwiatkowski. However, just like Remco Evenepoel, I found going downhill difficult. Obstacles included this beehive, a barking dog, and this near miss. However, after a quick stop at a vineyard for some more red wine, everything was good as I saw the sunset over the Rhone Valley. My phone may have died on the way back to the bus station, but God directed me safely to Lyon.
I don't think I've ever been so glad to be back at Lyon Parache in my life.
So after hiking for about 6-7 hours, I clocked up a total of 50 kilometers, so you may be jealous of my sleep after this endeavor, but don't worry about that. I was out at 4 AM the next morning to catch a flight to Tunisia, so no rest for the wicked. Well, that's everything from this 50-kilometer long hike and Paris-Nice vlog. If you want to see more chaos like this, you can follow me over on Instagram at EwanWilson48. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and to the extra channel where you can see more crazy experiences from bike races. Nevertheless, thank you for watching, and we will see you around.